Okay. The rest is one of the web services, might be you are aware of or not, I'm not sure. Okay. Coming to the topic, what is meant by web services? Web services. Any idea? AWS. Sir. Any idea? Offline. Online. Do you have any idea about the web service? Very, very important topic. Hmm. No, no. Ayyo. Right. See, book my show. Idea on the book my show. So, if you want to book your chair, so you need to pay the amount, right? Online. That is like Paytm or maybe something, whatever, right? So, book my show might be it is running on one server. Paytm is running on different server. That is other server. One server is going to communicate with what another server, right? It is like one application is going to communicate with what another application. That is called what web service. Okay, let me go the point by point. Very, very important discussion here. Okay, even the Spring Boot and microservices, you have to use this RESTful only. Okay, so now onwards, we are moved to one more step. Okay, listen carefully. So, what is this web services? It is, it is a process of, or it is process of what? Link two different applications which are running what in two different servers. Two different servers. 1 minute. Let me do the word wrap. Yeah, right. So what do you mean by web services? That web services is what? It is a process of what? Link two different applications which are running in what? Two different servers. I hope you got the clarity. Book My Show is one application. Paytm is what? Another application. For your understanding, I am giving. Okay. Book My Show is, let's assume, see, this is what? This is Book My Show. This is what? Book My Show. So this is what? Book My Show. It is going to connect with what? Maybe it is going to communicate with what? Paytm application. Okay. It, and this server is what? Different. That is server 2. But even both are running in different servers, both are different applications, it's okay. But it should be performing what? Communication each other. How you are going to perform this communication? It is possible with the help of what? Web services. Clear? Okay. Coming to the point, what do you mean by web services? It is a process of what? Link two different applications which are running on what? Two different servers. Getting my point? Clear? Okay. Next one. Next one. Next one. See, if you want to creating the communication, creating the communication, creating the communication, what? Link by using what? HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol. So they will, so they will what? They will implemented what? In different languages. In different languages. In different languages. Okay. In two different languages. Okay. And they will exchange the data. They and different languages, and they will exchange the data in about the XML stands for extensible markup language. What is the JSON? Anyone? Very good. What is that? J stands for JavaScript. J stands for JavaScript object notation. Okay. It is required. Going forward, we are going to discuss all this stuff. Okay. Right. So, what is the difference between HTML and XML? HTML stands for what? Hypertext markup language, right? So, what is the purpose of this HTML? Predefined tags. Okay. No, what it will do? Creating web pages. That's it. Creating the web pages. But what about the XML? XML purpose is what? Store, maybe XML, maybe PDF, the PDF, Word format, Excel or Excel, any format, right? That is what. But here the XML what? Storing the data and what? Transferring the data. That is what we are going to do that. So see, in general, if you want to develop the web application, how many layers are required for web application development? Layers. Presentation, like what? Presentation layer. Then what? Service layer and what? Data access layer. Presentation layer purpose is what? To develop the presentation logic. Like you or maybe MEC make idea ununte, that is called what? Model view controller, right? View. That is what either HTML or JSP or whatever DHTML or whatever it is. Maybe from the front end point of view, you are calling as what? View layer. HTML, JSP, DHTML, PHP, whatever it is, or time leaf or whatever it is called it as what? View layer. That is called what? Presentation layer. Service layer purpose is what? To develop the business logic. Java code. Service layer. And data access layer purpose is what? To perform the communication between Java to database software. Getting my point? That is called what? Data access layer. Okay, right. Let me cover that point. To develop a normal web application. Normal web application. I'm coming from the scratch. So I'm not yet to start in depth REST. Okay, the basic I'm covering. Okay, REST. It is very big concept. Wait for a few days. What is that? To develop the normal web application, we have to use three layers in generally, right? Three layers design is required. What are those three layers? Number one is what? Presentation layer. Okay. Shortcut we are calling like what? PL. Number two, what? Service layer. Simply call it as what? SL. The third one is what? Data access layer. Right. So if you want to develop the web services related, one more layer is required. That is what I am trying to convey. Okay, that is to do. Okay, so that web services related, web services coding, we have to use what? We have to use what? Fourth layer. That is called integration layer. What is that? Integration layer. That is, you are simply call it as what? IL. Yet both is related application. The presentation layer is required, service layer is required, data access layer is required. One more layer is what? Integration layer also required. Clear? Guys, online, are you with me? So very important discussion. Right. Very important here. Have you heard about the JAXB? Before start these web services, we should know the few things to understand. That is JAXB. What is this JAXB? Have you heard about it? JAXB API. See, this JAXB API is what? It is like XML related APIs. So if you required what? So we have to use this JAXB API in our application. But that JAXB API given by Oracle or maybe Sun Microsystem. Okay, let me give. It is given by Sun or what? Oracle. Okay. Sometimes we required this JAXB. That is Java architecture for what? XML binding. Sometimes we have to, whenever you require to use what? XML related, then this JAXB API also we have to use. Okay. This is what? This is used to perform. This is used to perform what? Marshalling and unmarshalling operation. Marshalling. What do you mean by marshalling and unmarshalling? Simple. Let me come from this scratch here. Our .java code is converting into what? .class file. This is what? See, even this JAXB also, it is used to perform both marshalling and what? Unmarshalling operation. Okay, so here for more understanding, what is the marshalling here? Marshalling operation is what? This is what? Object to XML format. This is in the JAXB point of view I'm talking about. That object to XML. This is called what? Marshalling operation. Unmarshalling. Spell mistake couldn't adjust on. Unmarshalling is what? The JSON format to object format. This is what? As per the JAXB point of view I'm talking about. The marshalling operation is what? Object to XML. But unmarshalling operation is what? JSON to object. Okay, right. Are you clear? Offline and online. Online, any doubts? Are you clear? Just confirm. So I repeat once again for if you maybe late comers, late joiners. Web services is what? Just there is a two applications are there here. Two different applications. Both applications are running on what? Different servers. Getting? So that is application A. It is going to communicate with what? Application B. That is what web services will be taking care. Okay, na? Right. So that creating what? The communication link that is possible through what? HTTP protocol. Okay. If you want to perform that kind of operation or maybe using web services, you can use XML, JSON, HTML, right? Something. See, in the normal application development, then maybe in the developing what? Maybe DAO, data access object related. Okay, right. So if you want to work with what? Web services related, we require one more layer. That is what? Integration layer in both application side. Okay, right? We discussed about what? JAXB. This JAXB is what? For XML related. It was given by whom? Sun or maybe Oracle. So now that Java architecture for what? XML binding. That is our Java is communicating with what? XML. So this is used to performing what? Marshalling operation. That is what Java, how we are going to connect our Java object to XML. Unmarshalling is what? JSON to what? That object format. Clear? All of you? Okay, right. Next one. So, in the HTTP protocol, what is this? First of all, HTTP. Might be you are already aware of it. So, just it is my responsibility What is this HTTPR? It is a HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Let me give. It stands for hypertext, not number one. HTTP request, HTTP response. That's it. Okay, right. So here also we have the some request body. So the request body, right? Maybe in the request body it can be contain like a head, body, something we can discuss later. Along with that, it contains either two parts. One is head. The second one is what? Body. Head and body. So these are just basics to cover before starting, or maybe let me write the lower case for this body. Okay, what is this head here? Head provides what? To provide the metadata. Metadata means what? Data. Right. Metadata means what? Data about data. It is called what? Metadata. Like what? Data length. Right. And that database columns. Many things. Okay. There is no space. Just I'm not covering. Okay, data length, data columns, and date and time, cookies, and all. These are comes under what? Head. What is the body? To transfer what? Data. That is what? Either in the HTML format, oblique, next one, either XML format, oblique, then that is what? JSON format, and etc. This is called as what? Body. Because consumer to producer. And one more, the response body also there. The response body what? The response body reverse. That is what? Sending the data. Consumer to producer. Here what? Producer to what? Let's assume. So immediately the Bata showroom they don't have. Maybe 1 or 2 pairs might be there. 10 pairs are not available. So we given the order, maybe they are preparing something. So we are in one side, Bata showroom is one side. Here, who is the producer? Who is the consumer? Can you tell me? Bata is what? Producer or consumer? Producer. The producer is always producing the items. Take the farmer example. The farmer is what? Producer. Is always producing the items. Yes or no? But the consumer is consuming the items. We are in the consumer status. Or we are in the consumer state. Yes or no? Producer producing the items, but the consumer consuming what? Items. I hope you got the clarity. Okay. The request body sending the data consumer to producer, consumer to producer, but the response body reverse, producer to what? Consumer. Okay, right. So I hope you got the clarity, all these things, right? Coming to the HTTP related methods are there. You are aware of it, right? HTTP methods. What are those methods here? Servletlo rale. Get to, post to, put to, delete to, trace. But it added do extra. That is do get, do post, do delete, do trace, do option. Kada? Any discuss చేశారు? Right. Okay. Now here also, see next. What? Put. Next. Delete. Next. Patch. Get method purpose is what? Do get purpose is what? Get in chestadi. Just like what? Allude type. Always. Okay. మామగారు వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు? పోస్ట్. అంతే కదా, రైట్? Get is what? And for understanding purpose only used here. Okay, right. It is used for what? Fetch. Fetching what? Resource from producer. Lower case lo raadamle. Fetch the data or fetch the resource, whatever. Fetch the resource better from the producer. మీకు అర్థమైంది కదా? అత్తగారు వాళ్ళు ఎప్పుడు కూడా పాపం అడగ్గానే వేసేస్తూనే ఉంటారు. అంటే మీకు ఇంకా పెళ్ళిళ్ళు కాలేదు కాబట్టి మీకు అది తెలియదులే, రైట్? సో రైట్, అంటే మీకు ఈజీగా అర్థం అవుతుంది అంతే. ఓకే, పాపం పోస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? క్రియేట్ న్యూ రిసోర్స్, create new resources or maybe resource best. ఇంకా రిసోర్సెస్ అంటే ఉన్నదంతా అమ్ముకొని వాళ్ళు చెట్టు కింద కాపురం చేయాలి, అందుకని రిసోర్స్ అని పెట్టా. క్రియేట్ న్యూ రిసోర్స్ ఫర్ వాట్? ప్రొడ్యూసర్. ఓకే, పుట్ is what? Put purpose is what? Have you used this put? No, na? అంతేనా? ఉన్నాయి. డూ పుట్, డూ ట్రేస్, డూ డిలీట్ ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, బట్ దోస్ ఆర్ నాట్ మ్యాండేటరీ. ఎనీవే, పుట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ పెర్ఫార్మింగ్ వాట్? అప్డేట్ ఆపరేషన్. ఓకే, రైట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ వాట్? మోడిఫై existed resource. Yet producer. ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఇవన్నీ పనిలాగా చెబుతున్నాను అనుకుంటున్నారా? ఏ తర్వాత వచ్చేది నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ లో, అర్థమైందా? మళ్ళీ ఈ రిపిటేషన్ ఉండదు. అరే గట్ ఏదో చెప్పేవే, పోస్ట్ ఏదో చెప్పేవే, ఇవన్నీ వద్దు, రైట్? Any going forward we are going to use. Okay, right. Delete. Delete purpose is what? Delete and delete. That is what? Remove resource. Remove existed resource. Let it. Existed resource. Remove existed resource. At what? Producer. Next, patch. Simple. Ante confuse అవుతారు. Might be in the interview room. What is the difference between put and patch? See, put might be, it can చివరికి మ్యాంగో పచ్చడి ఉండదు అని అంటారు. కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అంటే ప్యాచ్. ఓకే, అర్థం కావటానికి మీకు కొద్దిగా ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ కోసం వాడుతున్నాను అంతే. ఓకే, పార్షియల్లీ. వాట్ ఇస్ దట్? పార్షియల్లీ మోడిఫై ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ డేటా. సారీ, డేటానే వస్తుంది, రిసోర్స్ పెడదాం. Existed resource at what? I will give the here in the below, because maybe notes it can be easy for. Okay, right. Get purpose is what? It can be performing. See, get what operation it will be performing. See, this is what HTTP. I'm talking about with respect to the database. In the database side, see the get method performing what? Select operation. Post performing what? See, observe. Can get what? Fetch. In the database point of view, fetching is what? Is select operation. Yes or no? I'm talking about with respect to the database, not in general. Okay. Post purpose is what? It can be performing what? Insert operation. Put purpose is what? Put is performing what? Put to, let me use both at once. Both are modifying the data only. Both are keeping at once. Right. Put or patch. It is performing what? Update operation. Update operation. Delete for what? It can be deleting the record. Maybe delete operation. Delete operation. I hope you got the clarity. What is this? What is this? Sir, in general, example point of view, can you cover one thing? Yes. See, for example, I want to find the student ID. Then can you tell me what method is recommended? I will write the method. You can suggest me which HTTP related method you are going to use. Find student ID. Can you tell me which one is going to use? Poster. After listening entire Ramayana, what is this here? Then what? Get. Next what? I want to register the student. Register the student. Can you tell me? Student object. What is that? Post of putta. ఆన్లైన్లో కనుక్కుందాం. ఏం చెప్పిండ్రు ఇక్కడ? రిజిస్టర్ అంటే స్టూడెంట్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం అనే కదా అర్థం, అవునా కదా? రైట్. సో వాట్ ఇస్ ద మెథడ్ యూ షుడ్ యూస్? పోస్ట్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వాట్? Find the student ID, register a student. That's okay. I want to update the student profile. అంటే ఇప్పుడు పనిలో మాట, మ్యాట్రిమోనీ దగ్గరికి వెళ్తారు, మీ యొక్క ఫోటో ఇచ్చేస్తా ఎంత అందగాడు ఎవడు లేడని చెప్పేసి ఎంటబడతారా? లేదంత అందగా లేదని ఎంటబడతారా? నిన్నే టీవీలో అది న్యూస్లో ఒకటి వేసారు, ఒక లేడీని పెట్టేసి నైట్కి మిలియన్స్ ఆవిడకి వ్యూస్ ఏదో వచ్చినాయి అని, ఐ డోంట్ నో. రైట్. ఓన్లీ ఫోటో. ఎవడన్నా పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటాడా? సరే అక్కడ దాకా ఎందుకులే, జాబ్ కోసం చూద్దాం. ఓన్లీ పిహెచ్డి చేసా, పిహెచ్డి చేస్తే ఎవడన్నా వస్తాడు ఉద్యోగం? నాకేమీ రాదు, జావా రాదు, .NET రాదు, ఏమీ రాదు. పిహెచ్డి అని ప్రొఫైల్ పెట్టుకుని వెళ్ళాను, అంటే ఐ మీన్ ఆ ట్యాగ్ పెట్టుకుని వెళ్ళా. తర్వాత సంగతిలో కూర్చొని నువ్వు పిహెచ్డీ లేకపోతే నార్మల్ తెలిసేస్తావు అని ఇంటర్వ్యూలో కూర్చుంటే నాకేమీ రాలే. ఏం చేస్తాడు? జాబ్ ఇస్తాడా? నడురా ముందుకు అంటాడు, బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోమ్మా అంటాడు, అవునా కదా? పిహెచ్డీ అయితే నాకేంటి కానీ ముందు నేను అడిగిన దానికి నువ్వు ఓకే చేస్తే ఐ విల్ గివ్ ద జాబ్. రైట్? సింపుల్. ప్రొఫైల్ అంటే మీన్స్ వాట్? ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ సింగిల్ వాల్యూ యార్, whole data. Yes or no? Our photo is there, our name, first name, last name, middle name might be, right? Our height, our color, our caste, our religion, everything is there. Your profession, your parents, your permanent address, your temporary address, every details are there in the profile. Yes or no? That is what I'm talking about in the matrimony point of view. ఓన్లీ మీ పర్సనల్ డీటెయిల్స్ పెడతారా? కాదు కదా. ఇట్ మీన్స్ పుట్టు పురోత్తాలు మొత్తం రావాలి, మొత్తం రావాలి. ఇట్ షుడ్ బి యువర్ నేమ్, యువర్ మెయిల్ ఐడి, ఎస్ ఆర్ నో, యువర్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్, యువర్ క్వాలిఫికేషన్, యువర్ టెక్నాలజీస్, వాట్ యూ లెర్న్, వాట్ యూ నో, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వాట్ యువర్ ప్రొఫైల్. ఆఫ్టర్ లిజనింగ్ అంటే రామాని వారు అగైన్ ప్యాచ్. Come on. Put madam. Profile means what? All details are there. Okay, let me give the one more example that patch related. Update. I want to update the student email ID. Now you tell me. Update student email ID, email. Have you understood now? At least ID is what? It is representing the respective student, right? For that respective student, which one you are going to update? Only email. Getting my point? But here what? Update student profile completely. I am passing student object. Yes, OB. Yes, student OB object. It is not a predefined, just I written. Okay. Yes, OB అంటే ఐడియా ఉంటుందా? ఎందుకులే మీతో వచ్చిన గొడవ. Clear at least? Here what? SID, student ID I am passing. Based on that student, we are going to update what? Only the respective field. That is what I am telling. Put and patch. Little confusion. Okay. Find by student. Find student ID. No problem at all. We are using what to get. Register a student. That is what? We are inserting the student record. then post. So updating the student to profile, that is what complete student object. Which field you are going to update? Your wish. First name, last name, your caste, your qualification, your marital status, your something, whatever it is. But here, update student email, that is what? There is a student ID. For that student ID, you should update only for what? Email only, not all. Now you tell me. Patch. Clear? ఏమన్నా కన్ఫ్యూజ్ గా ఉందా? ప్యాచ్ వర్క్ అంటే ఏంటబ్బా? I hope you got the clarity, right? This is what? Patch work. Complete work means what? They have to build complete building. A small changes. See, maybe the fans, maybe this projector, this screen, right? This maybe this wiring. These are all considered as what? Patchwork, na? Yes or no? Already some wiring might be there, but as per their convenient, they're again wired. Yes or no? That is called what? Patch. Patch means what? Particular thing we are going to modify. Here also, update student email means what? In the student point of view, what first name untadi, what last name untadi, middle name untadi, what ఊరు ఏందో untadi, what పేరు ఏందో untadi, గోత్రం ఏందో untadi, ఏదో something. But here updating only what? Email ID. Here update student to profile. Profile means what? Complete object. That is complete details. Getting my point? Are you clear? Patch, put, don't confuse. Okay? Your understanding point of view, you can note it down that notes and all. Okay? That's all about it. Clear? Any doubt? As of now, I hope you got the clarity. Online, can you confirm here? Are you okay? See, coding మన జనరల్ ఇంగ్లీష్ కి ఇంచుమించుగా దగ్గరలో ఉంటది. అర్థమైందా? కొంచెం అటు ఇటు ఉండొచ్చు కానీ మెజారిటీ జనరల్ ఇంగ్లీష్ కి అందుబాటులో ఉంటది. ప్యాచ్ అంటే జనరల్ గా అంటా ఉంటారు కదా, ప్యాచ్ అంటే ఎక్కడేదో హోల్ పడింది, అరే ఆ హోల్ క్లోజ్ చేయరా అంటాడు. ఆ హోల్ క్లోజ్ చేయడానికి బిల్డింగ్ పడేసి బిల్డింగ్ కడతాడా? అది ప్యాచ్ వర్క్. బిల్డింగ్ పడేసి బిల్డింగ్ కట్టేది ప్యాచ్ వర్క్ కాదు. ఆ పర్టికులర్ హోల్ ని క్లోజ్ చేయాలి ఈ వాల్లో, అంతే. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వాట్? ప్యాచ్. బ్యాండేజ్ ఇప్పుడు పడ్డం, ఏదో కొంచెం స్కిన్ ఏదో కొంచెం అటు ఇటు అయింది, బ్లడ్ కారుతుంది, ఏం చేస్తాం? బ్యాండేజ్ చేస్తాం. లెట్స్ అజ్యూమ్. అలా కాకుండా బ్యాగే తగిలించుకుంటావా మెడకి? చెయ్యి ఇరిగినోళ్ళలాగా చెయ్యం కదా. జస్ట్ ఒక ఫింగర్కి ఏదో పడ్డాం, తోక్కుపోయింది, ఏదో బ్యాండేజ్ ఏదో టెంపరీ ఇది వేసాం, అంతేగాని దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వాట్? Patch, bandage solution. In the real time also, they are talking about what? Don't provide the bandage solution. You should provide what? The permanent solution. Some people what? Based on that pressure, they are giving the bandage solution. Bandage solution means what? It will work in maybe in the local environment. Maybe it will work in the dev environment. Maybe it will work maybe in the QA environment. But it should fail in the live environment. This is what? ఆ ప్రెజర్ ని నుంచి బయటపడటానికి బ్యాండేజీ సొల్యూషన్ ఇస్తారు అప్పుడప్పుడు కొంతమంది. నేను కూడా ఇచ్చినోడిని. ఒకప్పుడు అందరు ఇస్తారు సహజంగా, వీడి తలకాయ తినేస్తున్నాడు రా బాబు అని చెప్పేసి. అండ్ ఇట్స్ మెథడ్స్, ఓకే, In the going forward, we are going to use what HTTP methods and all, right? Okay. Even which one we are going to cover and which operation we required and which methods we required and everything we started. Now, rest. Very, very important. Okay. We are coming from the scratch. మీకు కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్ అవ్వాలి ఈ HTTP అంతా మీ భాషలో చెప్పాలి ఈ సోదంతా నేను విన్నాను కదా మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు చెబుతున్నాను అనవచ్చు. బట్ ఒక్కసారి రీక్యాప్ ఫర్ ది HTTP. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓవర్. Now we are going to discuss about what? Rest. Okay. Rest is what? Or one by one we are going to discuss. R E ఈ లాగా ఉంది కదా, పర్లేదు. చెప్పేది ఏదో మంచి చూద్దామని, అందుకని మీకు కొంచెం బోరు కొట్టిన కొంచెం నీట్గా లాక్కొస్తున్నాను అంతే. R stands for what? Representation. చాలా 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్. నువ్వు S stands for what? S stands for what? State. T stands for what? Transfer. That is what? Representation, state, transfer. What is, see, before understanding about this, first of all, what is the web services? Web services is what? It is a process of what? Link two different applications which are running in two different servers. Now you can come to here rest. It can be transferring that state between producer and consumer. Producer and consumer always. Okay. So here representation. Next, see, for what representation? Let me go in detail. Representation is what? The global format. Global format. That is either JSON or maybe XML. That is what representation. Whatever the format you are going to share, that format should be what? Global format. Next one is what? State means what? Data. Transfer means what? Maybe you can receive it. You can send or you can maybe receive it. That is called what? Rest. Clear up? Okay, right. Okay, right. So here we are going to use the one service. That is one layer. That fourth layer name is what? Web services uses fourth layer. What is that fourth layer here? Integration layer. That is what? The fourth layer we are going to use in the web services. The producer application and the consumer application. The producer application never gives any UI based output. Producer ఎప్పుడు కూడా see, మీకు అర్థమయ్యే జనరల్ లాంగ్వేజ్లో చెప్తాను వినండి. Producer, even farmer also producer, right? our parents farmers. Madi farmer background. Okay. So paddy, mirchi, we are going to తీసుకెళ్తున్నాడు అన్నది లేదు. అర్థమవుతుందా? That's what I'm trying to convey. See, the producer online. Are you okay? Are you with me? For your understanding point of view, I'm giving in the general language. Okay, right. See, the producer, ఎక్కడో స్పెల్లింగ్ మిస్ అయింది. కరెక్టా? ఓకే. ఎక్కడే రాంగా? నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఓకే, రైట్. Thank you. Producer is what? Producer application never gives any UI based output. ఎక్కడన్నా చూపించుకుంటాడా రైతు? అరే నువ్వు నాదే తింటుంది, నేను పండించినయరా అని అనగలరా? అది ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుందో ఏమో, ఎవరు తింటాడు మనకేం తెలుసు, రైట్? దట్ ఈజ్ ఇక్కడ కూడా ప్రొడ్యూసర్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసే ఐటమ్స్ he never show in the UI application. That is what? Producer application never gives any UI based output. That is what? That is no view resolver. No view resolver అంటే ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ చూపించేది వ్యూ రిజాల్వర్ in the Spring. Okay, Spring MEC or Spring Boot something. That is no view resolver and response entity. Okay, right. I hope you got the clarity. So I am going to design one application for your understanding. Give me few minutes. The structure, or maybe I am giving the steps. I am going to give the some steps for you. Okay, right. Steps to design producer Spring Boot REST application. Okay. Step number 1. See, define one consumer. Define one consumer. Consumer required కదా. ఓన్లీ మనం ఈ ప్యాడీ మిర్చి ఏది చేసినా కొనేటోడు లేకపోతే ఏం చేసుకుంటాం చెప్పండి? అనగా కొనేటోడు ఎవడు లేడు అనుకుని ఎత్తి పట్టడమే కదా, వాటర్ బాటిల్ ఎత్తి పెట్టినట్టు. రైతులు ఆత్మహత్య చేసుకోవడమే కదా, అన్ని లక్షలు పెట్టి బిల్డ్ చేశాక, రైట్? అది దట్ మీన్స్ వన్ కన్స్యూమర్ అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ. దట్ ఈస్ డిఫైన్ వన్ కన్స్యూమర్ యూజింగ్ రేపు ఇలా ఉండదు క్లాస్, అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ఈ బేసిక్స్ కాబట్టి కొంచెం మీకు ఇలా పాయింట్ బై పాయింట్ చెప్తున్నా కానీ రేపు ఇంకా డైరెక్ట్ అటాకింగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఓరియంటెడ్, రైట్? ఇవన్నీ బేసిక్స్ అన్నమాట, ఈ రోజుతో అయిపోతుంది, రైట్? ఓకే. వాట్ డిఫైన్ వన్ కన్స్యూమర్, దట్ ఈస్ యూజింగ్ ఎనీ లాంగ్వేజ్ or any technology. That is what the previously we discussed. There is a Book My Show, there is a Paytm. Book My Show was developed on different language, maybe Java, let's assume. Paytm may be built maybe .NET, let's assume. The Java component is going to communicate with what? .NET component. I hope you got the clarity, right? That is what. See here, you can define one consumer for producer application, but while building that consumer application, you can use any language, any technology. You can. Okay, next one. Example. Let me give the clarity. Example. You can use .NET. .NET you can use. Maybe you can use PHP, or you can use Angular, or maybe you can use Android, and etc. Anything you can take, any language, any technology. One front controller. It is a controller. Front controller. Front controller. Front controller will read every request made by clients or maybe consumers. Front controller what? Will read the every request made by maybe clients or maybe consumer. Okay, client means what? Browser. Okay, browser is always treated as a client. That any browser, Chrome browser, IE browser, Opera, or anything it should be, and or maybe consumer. Consumer you can use either in the mobile app too. Okay, anything. Okay, that is what. What that front controller will read what? Every request made by clients or what? Consumers. Okay. Continuation. This is predefined servlets. Predefined servlets, or maybe dispatcher servlet. This front controller, maybe you can take normal servlet or maybe controller servlet. This is what? Predefined controller. That is called what? Dispatcher servlet. Next what? Step number 4. Step number 4. I'm writing shortcut, or maybe let me write front controller. Okay, front controller uses handler mapping. Handler mapping help to find REST controller. We can discuss, don't worry. The REST controller details. The handler mapping, it is going to help to what? To find the REST controller details. Okay, this is what step number 5. The front controller execute, or maybe it can be calls executes, or maybe it can be calls what? REST controller methods. There is a methods. Okay, REST controller methods. REST controller methods by using what? Details. Okay, while developing that application, I will give the more clarity about all these steps. Okay, for now you can use, you can listen. REST controller. What is the step 6? REST controller will process the request, will process the service layer and data access layer. Okay. Step number 7. Finally, output is given finally output is given as what? Response entity. As what? Response entity. Okay, that is that um return back to okay. that mainly what contains what? HTTP status, HTTP status and what? Body. See, in what format? In global format. It is what? Global format. Next what? Step number 8. The step number 8 what? Response entity. The response entity is written back to the front controller. Written back to the front. Client reads what? Same and do some task, maybe display or print, okay, or you can use and etc operations you can perform. Okay, so these are the some standard steps for the HTTP while using the HTTP, that in the Spring REST application. You have to define one consumer by using one language or one technology. Create the one request and submit to the producer. Front controller will read what? Every request made by the clients or consumer. Maybe it can be servlets or maybe dispatcher servlet, whatever it is. The front controller uses what? Handler mapping. Help to find what? REST controller details. Front controller executes or calls the REST controller methods by using what? Maybe path variable or maybe HTTP methods. The REST controller will process what? The request by using what? Service layer or maybe data access layer. Finally, the output comes as what? Response entity. That mainly contains what? HTTP status and body. That too in the global format. Next one, the response entity is written back to the front controller. The front controller returns same as HTTP response to the client. The client reads what? Same and add to the maybe the task display, either print or maybe display or whatever you can use it. Okay, right. Okay, for your more understanding, once you develop that application, you might be got the some idea. Okay, just only one file I'm going to develop. Okay, later on you can wind up the session. Just allow me 5 minutes. Are you okay? Okay, na? All are. Okay. File arrow, the dependencies are different here. File arrow, new arrow, Spring Starter project arrow. I want to develop this application in different Spring Boot to REST. What is that? REST producer example. Okay, all are okay. Same. Everything. Not JPA collection. Now we are in the what? Spring Boot REST project. Okay. All right. Next one. Next. The dependencies are what? The dependencies are what? Spring, web, I need the Spring Web later on. Spring Boot Dev Tools. Spring Boot Dev Tools. These are the two dependencies. One is Spring Web because we are going to develop what? The web application type. Okay. And the Dev Tools. Next what? And finish. Simple. Simple application. Only one file. That's it. There is nothing here. Two minutes development. Not much. Over. Huh? అది లైట్లే రైట్ న్యూ క్లాస్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్ రెస్ట్ కంట్రోలర్ producer the rest controller. See, if you want to develop the rest controller, first of all, you should annotate it with what? At the rate rest controller. Control shift O. Okay, see this REST controller, it is a combination of what? Two annotations. Interior room. What is the difference between controller and REST controller? Okay, see in the REST controller, how many annotations are inbuilt there? Okay, there is at the rate controller plus what? At the rate controller plus what? At the rate response body. These are the two annotations will be there as part of in the REST controller. Okay, you can check it out. Controller, response body, there are not. Okay, now, right. See the REST controller, it is an interface. Controller and REST controller, sorry, controller and response body is what? Inbuilt annotations as part of what? REST controller. Clear? Okay. See, that's what? Response. Correct? Response body. Okay. Now, we created now our controller, that is our producer REST controller is act as a what? REST controller. So how it is possible? Just you can annotate it with what? At the rate REST controller. That is what? To make our user defined controller as a REST controller. Clear? Okay. Now I am going to write some logic here. That is public response entity 1. Right. Response entity control. Response entity here, I should pass something. That is string type. I'm expecting that output. Okay. String type I'm expecting. Okay. I'm writing method name called show message. User defined only here. See this one, I am going to use what? That annotation name called get mapping. Control Shift O. So that Control Shift O, just I am passing request action URL. So that's it. Now I am going to write what? A new response entity, response entity, that to string type. I am writing here welcome to Naresh IT. Welcome to Naresh IT. Here it is expecting one more argument, that is HTTP status dot. Okay. What problem solved? Control Shift O. Okay. Why it is getting public response entity, that is what I'm using string that message. Okay. Okay. It is okay. Got it. The response entity, that we can pass string type some repo equal to. Now it is expecting what? Return type, that is what? Repo. Clear? All are okay. Now everything is done. Just this is what simple application. See in the interview room. See if you are fresher or experienced or doesn't matter. In the interview room, the HTTP status codes expecting 100, 100, 101 purpose, 102 purpose, 104 purpose, 106 purpose, under 200, 300, 400, 500. HTTP status codes expecting the interview room. Please practice. Okay, let me execute my application here. Run as where I am running from the controller. Very bad. My main application. Run as Spring Boot application. Okay, 8080 port is already in use. Okay, then I want to change the port number. Where? In the application dot properties file, you can add what? Server dot port. That is 8081. Let me stop it. Again, let me start execution. Run as Spring Boot application. Right. Application is running perfectly. It is started, right? Spring Boot to REST producer EX application, something it is running. Okay, no problem. Our port number is what? 8081. Right. Now I am going to the browser. Coming to here, HTTP localhost 8081 What is that here in the get method? Show, right? Show. This is what you written, right? Welcome to Naresh ID. Yes or no? Welcome to Naresh ID. I hope you got the clarity. See, application done. Okay, there is no error now. Guys, clear? This is what the output. Where you are running this application in the browser. Actually, you started that application from the ID, but if you want to see the output, where you can go? A browser. That's why Spring Web we required as a dependency. Okay, now clear? Okay, guys. Tomorrow we don't have like this class. It is going little bit fast. Okay, I am going to give the respective annotations also. Okay, just 1 minute. I don't want to take much time. Okay, where is get mapping? If it is post mapping. If it is put mapping. All HTTP methods, you have the respective annotations. That's what. Patch mapping. Okay, there is a delete, right? Delete. For delete, why not at the rate? At the rate. At the rate. Delete mapping. Okay, now these are the annotations we are going to use directly from tomorrow onwards. Clear? Okay. So that's all about it here. Any doubt? Online? Are you with me? Okay, if you are inspect, you can see that output also. Where? In the network. What is the response here? Naresh ID. Welcome to Naresh ID. Headers is what? 200. Okay, 200 is what success now? In the servlets. Same everywhere. The HTTP status, it is not different in the servlet. It is not different in the Spring REST. No. Okay, everywhere same. Port number 8081. Okay, right. That's all about it. Okay. Thank you, one and all. If you have any doubt, please let me know online. If we don't have, we are going to wind up the session. Tomorrow we are going to connect. Thank you, one and all. We'll see you tomorrow.